Welcome to those who are joining us for the first time, and welcome those who are continuing to return. Our service tonight is going to begin on page 11 in our Siddur. And before we do that, I would like to remind you to please silence, turn off, let your cell phones have Shabbat off. Take some time to just rest. Page 11, Ki Eshmera Shabbat. Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yeshmereni. Ki Eshmera Shabbat El Yeshmereni. Oti leo me'ad bena uveni. Oti leo me'ad bena uveni. Ki eshmera Shabbat el yeshmereni. Ki eshmera Shabbat el yeshmereni. Oti leo me'ad bena uveni. Oti leo me'ad bena uveni. Let's turn now to page 2 and 3. And I'm going to call up Jenny to light our candles.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Okay.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kishanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehaltikner shel Shabbat.
Amen.
Blessed are you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Welcome.
Shabbat.
Shabbat Shalom. So let's turn in our Siddur to page 20. Page 20. Lehadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabla. Lehadodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamiyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shemu tiferet v'lithilah. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, Ki hi mekor habraha, Merosh mikedem nitzucha, Sof ma'aseh b'machshavat hilah. Lecha dodi likrat kala, Pene Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi lekrat kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, kiva orech kumi uri, uri shir daberi, kavod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela. Please rise and face the door we came in. Verse 9. Boi v'shalom ateret ba'ala, gam b'simcha u'vetzola, toch emunei am segula, boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi likrat kala. Pene Shabbat nekabela. Well, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's turn to the people around us. Introduce yourself if you don't know everyone, and say Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Where are you from? Where? Ocean? Okay. Okay. All right. I lived in Jerusalem for a bunch of years, so 1982 to 84. I was in Sahel. I went to Lebanon in '82 during the first Lebanon War. Yes. But well, okay. What do you do there? Okay. All right. Do you live in D.C. now or no? No, you're here. Okay. All right. Well, glad you're with us. Yeah. Okay, everyone. Time for simchas, blessings. Any birthdays this week? Any special events, life events, anniversaries, new car purchases? Nobody's buying a new car right now. You got friends to come in. Yeah. Huh? No. No. So, any, yeah? Math National Honor Society. Awesome. That's great. Congratulations, Matt. All right. Any other simchas? All right. Well, let's keep working on that. That would be good things to share. Ari is traveling this Shabbat with students from Emory Weiner. He's up in New York with some kind of Judaic quiz bowl of day school students. So as we have been doing, I would like you to take out those little pieces of paper that were stuffed into your prayer books. If you don't have one, raise your hand. And let's offer this prayer first for our country. Let's read together. Giver of Torah, at this time of prayer for our nation, we look to you for hope. Where we are gripped by fear, strengthen our courage as you did for Joshua. Where we are fractured by division, unite us as you did to Jacob and Esau. Where you are silenced by hate, help us to find our voice as you did for Esther. God of our ancestors, let our children realize our dreams for a better union, to treat each other with dignity and respect, to live in a safe, secure, and sustainable environment, to access quality education and medical care, to vote freely in a healthy democracy. Bring our country together around the values we all hold dear. Our rock and redeemer, watch over those who protect us on air, land, sea, and space. Get our leaders wisdom and compassion and the resilience to keep their promises and earn our trust. End meaningless violence and bring peace upon us. Source of life, bless the United States of America. And now let us turn to page 374 in the back of our Siddur for Hatikva. Please rise. Kol od balevav penima nefesh Yehudi homia ufate mizrach kadima ayin letzion Sophia od lo avda tikvatenu hatikva bat shnot alpayim liatam hofshi be'artzenu eretz Zion Yerushalayim liatam hofshi be'artzenu eretz Zion Yerushalayim. We continue to pray for the peace of Jerusalem. Amen. Let's continue on page 28. Please remain standing for Baruch Hu. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Page 30. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam אשר בדברו מעריב ערבים, בחוכמה פותח שערים, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים, במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור, ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. On page 33, together at the bottom, wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol. All these things your Torah gives to us, and the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. Sure token of your abiding love, then this holiest of your works in the living language that gives it form, Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem, Kevod Malchuto, Le'olam Va'ed. May be seated. Page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha ayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'vetecha uv'lachtecha v'aderech uv'shachbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam leot ayadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha uktavtam Amazuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkaru vasitem et kol mitzvotai vitem gadoshim lelohechem ahani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti atchem Me'eretz Mitzrayim Liot lahem le'Elohim Ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet. Top of page 39. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before we ever stood at Sinai's foot. That wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt. That there is a better place, a promised land. That the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness. That there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Mi hamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot, osefele, nora tehilot, osefele, malchutecha, ra'uvanecha, Bokei Yam Lifnei Moshe Miriam Zelianu v'yameru Adonai Yimloch Adonai Yimloch Le'olam Avoed ונאמר, כי פדה אדוני את יעקב, וגאה לו מיד הזק ממנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, גאל Yisrael. Top of page 43. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, hapores sukat shalom aleinu, v'al kol amo Yisrael, v'al Yerushalayim. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית לעם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל עוד היא לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. We continue now on page 46, and I invite you to rise as able for tefillah. Adonai sifata tiftahu fi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu V'Imotenu Elohei Avraham Elohei Yitzhak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rachel Elohei Leah Ha'el Hagadol Hagibor V'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei Hakol V'Zocher Hasdei Avot V'Imahot Umevi Geula Livnei V'Neihem Leman Shemo B'Ahava Melech Ozer U'Moshia U'Magen Baruch atah Adonai Magen Avraham Vezrat Sarah Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai Mechaye HaKol Atah Rav Lehoshia Mashiva Ruach U'Morida Gashem Mechakel Hayim Bechesed Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה לחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בהוים יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש. And let us all say Amen. You may be seated. Page 55 at the top, together. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. Top of page 57. Ritzei Adonai Eloheinu, B'amcha Yisrael, Utfilatam b'hava tikabel, Udhid ratzon tamid avodat Yisrael amecha. Baruch atah Adonai, Shodcha levadcha b'yirah na'avod. On page 59, God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hatov shimcha ulcha na'eh lehodot. Let's take a moment now for our own private and personal prayer. Think about peace in the world, for God knows our world needs peace. Please pray silently. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rahav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki atahu melech Adon Lechol hashalom, ki atahu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom rahav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. Shalom rahav al Yisrael amcha, tasim leolam. V'tov be'einecha levarech et amcha Yisrael, בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך, תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. We take a moment now to offer a prayer for those in our community who are struggling with illness, those of our friends and our family, our neighbors, our loved ones, and even the stranger in our midst. We offer a blessing that their healing may come soon. This Shabbat we call out Bill Ellis and Ruth Alford, Debbie Simon, Deanna Solomon, Karen Westall, Ellen Neuwirth Hirsch, Ellen Levin, Karen Ellis, Judith Levy, Gary Haberkorn Holm, Ayala Kawaz, Anna Zaruski, Rachel Sanchez, Monique Hinojosa, David Bonfil. And if you have names you would like to add, please call them out. Misha Berach Avotenu Vimotenu, Abraham Yitzhak V'Yaakov, Sarah Rivka Rachel V'Leah, Hu Yavarech et Kol HaCholim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yemalei Rahamim Aleichem, L'Hacha Lichemam U'Lerfuatam. May the Holy One who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those who are ill. May the Blessed Holy One be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be renewed. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let us all say, Amen. So this Shabbat, we turn the Torah one more roll to the book of Vayikra, or Leviticus. The rabbis said that there were two Torahs in the one Torah we have. There was the Torah Moshe, Moses' Torah, and the Torah Kohanim, the book of Leviticus. And when we open the book of Leviticus in chapter 1, verse 1, we are hit straight in the face with sacrificial offerings. In fact, the first parsha of Leviticus is all about sacrifice. Tonight's topic, sacrifice. The word carries weight. It's heavy. It's almost like a hand on your chest. Sometimes it's dramatic, giving up something huge or risking it all. Let's be honest. For most of us, sacrifice is uncomfortable. Who likes letting go? Who enjoys turning down something they want? The brain screams, no way, even when deep down we know it's the right thing to do. Think about your morning coffee. Maybe skip it to save a little money? Not me. Feels tiny, right? But compound that. The energy you save, the money you stack, the habit you build, all of it adds up. Suddenly that small act feels monumental. We naturally resist pain, physical, emotional, financial, even social. But here's the irony. Sacrifice is pain without a purpose. Pain with purpose. What is pain without purpose? Well, that's just suffering. But with intention, discomfort becomes a ladder. Step by step, we climb up and make sacrifices. Other times, it's subtle. Tiny choices that pile up, shaping the path of your life. When we hear about inspiring stories about sacrifice, our minds often jump to heroic gestures, big headlines, or rare, monumental acts. But here's the thing. Most people talk about sacrifice like it's only something grand, something reserved for the chosen few. The truth is, sacrifice is every day. And the impact? Well, it's invisible at first. Listen to the story. It's about sacrifice. Let me tell you about Sarah and Lila. Two friends who shared laughter, secrets, and dreams until life tested them in ways neither expected. Lila's life turned upside down suddenly. A personal crisis hit, family issues, financial strain, emotional turmoil. Everything she once relied on felt unstable. She needed someone. Not advice, not lectures, just someone to be there. Sarah answered without hesitation. Without thinking about her own plans, comfort, or deadlines, she just knew that my friend needed me. Sometimes that's what sacrifice is. Not a grand gesture, not a dramatic announcement, just showing up when no one else does. Helping someone through a crisis isn't neat or organized. It's messy, chaotic, sometimes exhausting. Sarah spent countless nights awake. Lila called at 2 a.m., crying, overwhelmed, unsure how to handle the emotions. Sarah listened, reassured, sometimes held the phone to her chest, whispering comfort she didn't always feel she could give. Days blended into nights, work deadlines loomed, family obligations stacked up, and yet Sarah never let Lila feel alone. Sacrifice almost always often means giving beyond what's comfortable. It's ignoring your own fatigue to lift someone else. And it's harder than anyone outside the moment can see. Crisis has many faces, and for Lila, this one was financial. Sarah helped wherever she could, paying for groceries, covering small bills, driving her to appointments. Each gesture came with its own cost. Sometimes it meant skipping lunch herself, cutting back her own expenses, juggling her budget just to make things work. Sacrifice isn't always about money, of course, but when it touches your resources, it tests boundaries, generosity, and patience. And yet Sarah never thought of it as a loss. She thought of it as being a friend when it mattered the most. Even the strongest people feel it. Sarah felt it. Emotional exhaustion isn't just about listening to problems. It's about carrying a piece of someone else's pain, balancing empathy without drowning in it, and remaining steady when chaos is all around. Some days she questioned herself, am I doing enough? Should I step back for my own sanity? Will Lila ever be okay? And yet every time Lila smiled, took a small step forward, or said thank you, the doubt faded. The exhaustion was real, but so was the reward. What Sarah did didn't make headlines. Friends outside the circle didn't notice. Social media didn't capture the late night calls or the long drives for help. But here's the truth. Invisible sacrifice often has the deepest impact. Lila started to heal. She began to see hope again. She learned how to trust herself. And most importantly, she realized she wasn't alone. Sacrifice and friendship isn't about recognition. It's about being a steady presence when someone's world is shaking. Being present isn't easy. It demands patience. It demands consistency. It demands vulnerability. Sarah didn't have answers for everything. She couldn't fix every problem, but she could be there, fully listening without judgment, supporting without conditions, holding space for all of Lila's fears and frustrations. That's what friendship, sacrifice looks like. Not solving problems, not giving advice, just showing up every time. It's not always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet and persistent. It takes emotional labor. Listening, supporting, caring can be exhausting. Financial or personal resources may be tested. Giving sometimes costs more than comfort. Presence matters more than solutions. You don't need answers to make a difference. Invisible acts have profound effect. Healing doesn't require recognition. True sacrifice doesn't depend on gratitude. Sometimes the reward is simply knowing that you were there, knowing you didn't walk away when it would have been easier. And eventually, a smile, a small gesture, a word of thanks months later, or even silently, in the way someone rebuilds their life, step by step. True sacrifice doesn't just impact one person. It spreads. Lila, inspired by Sarah's unwavering support, started helping others in small ways. Friends, colleagues, even neighbors began to notice her kindness. One person standing by another can change a ripple into a wave. Sarah's story is a reminder. Sacrifice isn't always public. It isn't always recognized. It isn't always visible. But the impact is immeasurable. Lives can be changed. Trust can be built. Hearts can be healed. Sometimes showing up is just the bravest thing you can do. Staying when it's easier to leave, listening when it's easier to look away, caring when it's easier to ignore. Friendship is built on sacrifice. It's real, it's messy, it's exhausting, and it can be beautiful. And sometimes being that friend can change someone's life forever. So ask yourself today, who could use your presence, your patience, your support? Are you willing to sacrifice for them? Not for recognition, not for glory, but because they matter. Because sometimes that quiet, unwavering sacrifice is the most powerful gift that you can give. The book of Leviticus. It's all about us. It's all about tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom. Dakota.
Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to our members, guests, and virtual congregants. I am Dakota Jago, and I serve on the board as the secretary. We hope that your participation in this Shabbat service has been meaningful. Let me share with you some upcoming events that may be interesting to you. TN Torah meets each week on Thursdays via Zoom at 12:30 p.m. If you're interested in joining, please contact Rabbi Lipper, and he will give you the information. No advanced study is necessary, but you will learn a lot. Join us for the Congregational Seder on Saturday, April 4th at 5 p.m. Look in the weekly Shafar for costs and registration information. Deadline to register is March 30th, which is upcoming, for a discounted price. It is a great event held every year, put on by our Temple Sinai Ritual Committee, and I have had a sneak peek of the material for that night, and it looks really fun. Our community Yom HaShoah event will be Friday, April 17th at 7 p.m. We are hosting the showing of Violins of Hope and lighting our Yom HaShoah candles provided by Brotherhood. Please join us in the lobby following services for our Oneg Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom. Let us continue on page 283 in our Sidurim and rise for Aleinu, 283. Aleinu לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שהוא שם חלקנו לייחד את שמו, וגור עלינו להמליך מלכותו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגבי מרומים. הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, ככתוב בתורתו, וידעת יום והשבות אל לבבך, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו Echad. May be seated. We continue on page 289. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows. It is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair, for we are more than a memory slowly fading into the darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die. We move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, of light and life. At this sacred time, our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, those of every race, every nation and faith whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us honor their memory every day. This week, we remember for Yahrzeit Mario Huerta, father of Jessica Hernandez, Lenora Abulafia, grandmother of Dora Lipper, John Foster, father of Peter Foster, Janice Cantrell, grandmother of Sarah Ellis, Jack Weiss, grandfather of Diane Adler and father of Lenore Adler, Sherry Grabois, wife of Ron Grabois, Dora Abulafia, aunt of Dora Lipper, Deanna Frendel Stupak, mother of Ellen Shaw. Are there any additional names for Kaddish? For all of them, we say Zechanam Levaha, may their memories be with us as a blessing. Together, we turn to page 294 and rise as a community for Kaddish. Yit Gadal v'yit Kadash Shmei Rabbah, B'alma Devarach Yerute v'yamlech Malchute, B'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imeru Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam olamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekud shabrechu, le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nehemata, damiran be'alama v'imeru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shamaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru Amen. May the source of peace bring peace to all of us, to all of Israel, and all the world. Amen. May be seated. Let's close our service on the bottom of page 294, the last three lines of the Kaddish Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, v'imru, Amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu, v'al kol Yisrael, yaseh shalom, Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael. Yaseh Shalom. Yaseh Shalom. Shalom Aleinu V'al Kol Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Let's gather in the lobby for Kiddush.